it look rough right now. I know it look like ain't nothing gonna never work out for you. It look like you ain't gonna never get to your destiny. But I stopped by to tell you, you know, weeping be made endure for a night, but joy is gonna come in the morning. Even though it look rough now, God is yet able to do anything but fail. And I want to encourage you, trust God. There's nothing too hard for God. He can do anything but fail. And, you know, and I tell people all the time, just because you're in a recession does not mean that you have to, you know, be like, you know, the recession. You have to, you know, be like your environment, you know. God is a way maker, you know, but you got to believe God. You got to trust God to the fullness. You know, we can't just give him lip service, but we have to, you know, trust him with our heart and with our mind that God's going to do it, even though it look rough right now. And I don't know who I'm talking to tonight, but I want to encourage you, don't give up, because the enemy wants you to throw in the towel, quit, faint, and fall out. And he comes, the Bible says he comes to steal, kill, and to destroy, because he have peeped into your future. And I think about Joseph. The Bible said that God began to show Joseph his future, and he showed Joseph what he would be doing. And so what Joseph did, Joseph went back and he told his brethren, and he told his mom and father, he said, you know, one day y'all gonna have to bow before me. You know, and you can imagine people laughing at him, you know, saying, oh, boy, you got to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Something wrong with you. You know, you the youngest, and you telling me that, you know, they're going to bow down at my, you know, we're going to bow before you and all this stuff. You got to be crazy. And the Bible goes on to say that they begin to set plots for Joseph. And it went on, and make a long story short, as Joseph began to go down to Dothan, you know, his brother was setting up to kill him. You know, they were plotting to kill Joseph. And the Bible said that they didn't kill him, but they took Joseph and they threw him into a pit. And when he was in this pit, there came some Ishmaelites that was coming through, and they took him up out of the pit and they sold him to the Ishmaelites. But make a long story short, you know, what the devil meant for your bad, God meant for your good. It's not over until God says it's over. You know, and I can't iterate this enough. If God did it for me, he can do it for you too. And, you know, I tell the young people, the sky is the limit. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing the Bible says he will not withhold no good thing from us. But we just got to trust God and believe God. And so I just wanted to come back to my neighborhood and let people know, you know, my life, you know, I wasn't raised up in a rich home. I didn't have everything, and, you know, the finest of finest. I can remember times we would have to wear hand-me-downs, and I'll never forget when we came from Columbia, South Carolina, before we came to Elba. Dad was in the service, and we traveled, and we came to Fort Wrecker, and it was during the process of my dad walking out, leaving my mom, and I can remember we got an old house out in Clayhatchee, Alabama, and on the other side of Daleville, and I'll never forget, it was a big old house and didn't have a bathroom, in-house bathroom, didn't have an in-house tub. Everything was on the porch. The bathroom was like an outhouse, and never seen this before, and, you know, and had a big old steel pot in the floor, in the ground, and it was just a wooden building, and that's where you went and used the restroom. And we was raised there. You know, it was a house pretty much on the farm, and you know, and through all of that, you know, we went through some things. You know, we wasn't raised up in the finest of finest, didn't have the best of best, you know, people were just passing things down to us. But, you know, that taught us a valuable lesson to appreciate what God has brought us from. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted people to know that, hey, I didn't come from the finest of finest. In other words, you don't have to be a millionaire, you don't have to be rich, you know what I'm saying, to walk into your destiny. God